Do you think that you're just not a goal-oriented person? I often hear people say that they just can't finish projects. They get all fired up to tackle a home goal and then they fizzle out partway through. They just lose steam or they get frustrated. Then they're stuck with a half-finished mess that somehow looks worse than it did before. Or they procrastinate, likely due to overwhelm or fear of making a mistake, and then they just don't begin at all. Do any of these sound like you? No judgment here. I'm willing to bet that it's not that you aren't a goal-oriented person. In fact, I bet if you had the right tools and you knew how to set the right kind of goals, we'd be celebrating your success in no time. So today's video is all about the exact steps that I use to set and crush my home goals. I don't have some kind of goal-achieving superpower, but I do have years of research and experience guiding me, and today I'm passing that on to you. Welcome, my name is Nina Hendrick and I help women create homes that combine comfort and beauty so that you can spend your time focusing on what truly matters, and that's making meaningful memories with your family. If you followed me for a while, you've probably already heard me talk about my home goals course that will be launching next week if you're watching this video the day it goes live. And it's true that it's filled with worksheets and tangible things like step-by-step tutorials for how to lay out a room and working with a contractor. But can I let you in on a little secret? Those things don't actually matter if you're not setting the right kind of goals for your space. Bold words coming from somebody who makes a living designing rooms and teaching others to do the same. But it's true. Your home's design is only as successful as its ability to nurture the life that you want. And to achieve that, you need to put down those paint chips and Pinterest boards and get clear on your goals for the space first. It's taken me some time, but I have developed a series of thoughtful questions and steps that I can take and that you can also follow in order to set and crush your home goals. Step 1 is to get clear on your values. We tend to start with the visual elements like color and pattern and texture, but home is so much more than that. Before you worry about your fixtures and your finishes, ask yourself what really matters in the space. What feelings, activities, and memories are you hoping to nurture there? Often we're saving these little squares on Instagram and we're pinning things on Pinterest from other people's homes based on looks alone without actually stopping to consider whether it's a good fit for our space in our life. Instead, if you're looking to set home improvement or renovation goals this year, here's some questions to consider. What does the best version of my kitchen, bathroom, family room look like? How do we use it right now? How does it function? How does it feel to be in this space? Take a few seconds to write down your answers to those questions, and then we can move on to goal setting. Step 2 is to set SMART goals. If you've ever had that thought that I mentioned in the beginning about I'm just not a goal-oriented person, the chances are that you're actually not setting SMART goals. And I don't mean smart as in intelligent, I mean S.M.A.R.T. It's an acronym. 40 years ago, George Duran created this concept of SMART goals, and goal-setting experts have been singing his praises ever since. With your values leading the way, set goals that are SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. By following this acronym and setting your goals, you're much more likely to be successful. Let's break down the acronym a little bit further. The best home goals are specific. To set specific goals, think about what exactly it is that you want to achieve, how you'll accomplish it, and why it's important to you. For example, instead of setting the goal, I want to redo our kitchen, think of reframing it as, I want to create a kitchen with better storage that functions for our family and provides a place for us to gather and spend time together in the evening. The second version gets to the heart of the matter, why you actually want to accomplish this, and then gives you a clearer path forward. The M in SMART is for measurable. While our first goal was clear in intention, it wasn't super specific about what success will actually look like at the end. A measurable goal includes specific measures of success along the way. It addresses not only what the goal is, but how you'll achieve it and how you'll know that you succeeded in the end. For example, instead of saying, I want to redo our kitchen, I want to create a kitchen with added storage and more seating around a central island. That version of the goal gives you a measurable benchmark for success. The best home goals are also attainable. This one can be a little bit tricky because obviously everyone's bandwidth is going to be a little bit different. And I'm all for setting big goals and without feeling like you've limited yourself. But time and energy are limited resources, and obviously when we're talking about renovating, budget is going to come into play too. So it's really important to be thoughtful and realistic about your goals and set yourself up for success. For example, a kitchen renovation? Completely doable. But a luxury kitchen with high-end finishes in 3 months for $3,000? You might be setting yourself up for some disappointment there. So get clear on what's possible with the resources that you have available and then plan accordingly. The best home goals are relevant. While it's great to have inspiration and accountability, ultimately your goals need to be aligned with your life in order to be successful. I mean, you might dream of having a Pinterest-worthy kitchen, but before you claim that as your goal, think of the other factors in your life that may make you lose momentum or thwart your efforts. Are you a brand new mom who's trying to squeeze in a few hours of sleep between feedings at night? Or are you still working your full-time job while you're dreaming of creating your side hustle and leaving your career? Just because a goal sounds good on paper doesn't mean that it's the right fit for your circumstances right now. And trust me, I have been in your position. It's really hard not to chase those big goals, but you have to think about your life as it is at this moment. In some seasons of your life, it's okay to say not right now and then revisit that goal in a few months. There's no sense in setting a goal just to have it hang over your head when you're not actually able to accomplish it. And I definitely don't want to be discouraging, I just want to make sure that it's relevant to your life. Make sure it's actually what you want to invest your time, your energy, your budget, and your mental capacity in so that you don't face burnout and have regrets down the line. Last but not least, the T in SMART is time-bound. This is all about accountability. It's really easy to just put a goal out into the world, and then once you get going, if nobody knows about it, you can just say, I'll save it for later. But once you attach a challenging but realistic timeline to it, there's a sense of urgency that suddenly propels you forward. Instead of, I want to tackle my kitchen this year, make the goal, I want to research contractors and find one by the end of the month so that we can begin our project 2 months from now. Now you've got an action item for your calendar and it will hold you accountable. So we've gotten clear on our values and we've talked all about how to set SMART goals. Step 3 out of 4 is to break it down. A home renovation is a huge undertaking and it's really easy to get overwhelmed, but rather than just throwing in the towel, break everything down into smaller steps so that way when you can cross things off the list, you feel like you've accomplished something and it propels you forward because you're motivated. When we bought our house and we began our renovation, I posted a detailed to-do list on my blog that essentially listed every single little task I wanted to accomplish in every room. Mac was like, I cannot believe you publicized our honey-do list. And he was kidding. I mean, I tackle a lot of these things too, but it really has helped to be able to check those things off over the years. Things like swap out the almond-colored outlets. Even though it's a fairly minor production to do that, it feels like such a huge accomplishment to see that they're clean looking and white and brand new. I can guarantee that you'll feel the same way if you can break your big renovating goals into smaller piece-by-piece steps that you can then accomplish and check off. And this is also a starting step in my Home Goals course. In my Home Goals course, I walk my students through this exact process and we create a checklist of the things that they will need to do. We walk step by step through creating a timeline, taking measurements, creating their budget, and overall just planning out those little steps in their project. By creating this list, you can then walk through the steps in a logical order and gain the confidence that you're completing different pieces of your project. Plus, if you're anything like me, you get satisfaction from checking things off a list. I don't know, is that just me? And last but not least, we have step 4, which is don't do it alone. No matter what your goal is in life, it's always easier with a support system. That's why with my Home Goals course, you don't just get my leadership and insights, but also a community of like-minded homeowners who are working their way through their projects and can give you feedback and just act as a sounding board for the different ideas that you have along the way. One of my favorite things is right now we're sharing our mood boards, and it's so fun to see everybody's different style and what everybody creates, and it's also super inspiring. It's a proven fact that when you partner with a mentor, a group, a coach, you're more likely to accomplish your goals. And not only does this obviously provide a great support system, but the right leadership can help you to prevent setbacks and any missteps that you might make along the way during your project. So if you've ever sat in your family room or your bedroom and felt the frustration of not loving where you live, but also not knowing how to change it, trust me when I say I've been there too. I know exactly how you feel. I get emails and DMs all the time from people who are exactly where you are right now, who are struggling with this too, and I'm so glad that I have this platform to be able to help people, because I truly believe that everybody deserves to love where they live. So if you have big home goals, don't forget to get clear on your values, set those SMART goals, break it down into those bite-sized pieces, and do not go it alone. If you liked this video, I'd love to invite you to hit the thumbs up button or the heart depending on where you're watching, and subscribe or follow so that you can get more of my content related to decorating, renovating, organizing, and entertaining. And if you're looking to tackle a project or renovation this year and you could use some guidance and a group of friends, you can click the link in the description below to check out my Home Goals course.